Hey guys, Zix here. Today we have a new video. We're going to be going over making your own custom portfolio using Google Sheets. This may work in Excel. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I don't really care because I prefer Google Sheets. You can have it everywhere. You can have an app on your phone and it will stay with you no matter what you do. And today we're going to show exactly how this works, how to build it, and how to maintain it. First of all, before you go crazy and see these giant numbers here, this is not my portfolio. Okay, these are fake numbers. I think the dates actually match the prices because why not? But this is a fake portfolio. This doesn't exist anywhere, right? This is not my numbers. These are my spots. These are my spot holds that I plan to sell, not my long term. My long term is Crow, BTC, ETA. But that's not on here because I'm never going to sell those forever. These, on the other hand, I have a goal, right? I have a goal for when I want to sell them. And so we're going to go over everything. So first of all, you know that you have your spots here, Atom Link, VVS Finance, yada, yada, yada. This is not going to pull directly from your exchange. There is no API going on here. So when you purchase something, you're going to have to enter it in manually. I prefer to know what it is, when I bought it, and how much it was worth when I bought it, the value, and then how much of it I bought, right? Which is this column right here. I suggest you at least follow the way I'm doing it. And then as you develop your own portfolio, everybody's going to want to follow their own things. To keep track, so you can do that yourself. And there's a lot of power involved here. And then of course this is the worth at the time. So this is really how much I spent on it, not considering fees. We could add fees in here if we wanted to. I'm not worried about that. This is just what the portfolio was worth, right? I bought 25. I may have spent more than $1,054.50. I didn't. This is not real, remember. Let's just assume it is. I may have spent more than that in fees, but we're not worried about that because the fees are gone. You're never going to get those back, right? In my opinion. If you want to, you could add the fees here if that was something that you wanted to do. So obviously, we're going to use a formula in Google Spreadsheets. This is also the same case as is Excel. To do a formula, you start with an equal sign. Once you do that, you can type in any fields that you want. For this, we have E2 and multiply it by D2. That gives us that number right there. That would change no matter what we put in here. If we bought 50, now that will up itself already and go like that. Now, once we do that one, let's say none of these existed. Once we do that one, see this little square here? It may be hard to see. You may have to pause and zoom in. There's a little blue square here. You drag this down, it will carry that calculation to every reciprocating row. So you see how it changed it to 3, and this one will be 4 up here, E4 times D4. Now that will keep that going all the way down. That way you won't have to type that in manually every single time. Now, the hard part, right? Now to get to what it's currently worth in the world, right? What is it currently worth? So first thing you need to have a website that has the value on it. My suggestion would be coinmarketcap.com. While it's not going to be exactly the same as your exchange, coinmarketcap.com uses the index, right? So let's say we wanted to do Atom, not Catboy. We pull up Atom. Here we go. We have the Atom index chart. I think you can switch to an exchange on here if you want to, but it doesn't really matter because this is what we're doing, right? So we're going to use what's called an XML import. Now we could technically do all of the code in this field right here. I prefer to do it a little bit differently. I want to keep it separate. On my portfolio, which I'm not going to show, I know you might be dying to see it. I'm not going to show it. I actually have this section much farther down on the page because I want it to be out of sight, out of mind. But for the purposes of this video, I wanted it to be close so that we can see what's happening. I lowered the font size from the default. This is 11. because I didn't need to see all that crap. So I lowered it to 1 just to shrink it down. I mean, you could do that if you wish. Then you just take all of these, put them all down here. So in this field here, we have what's called XML Import. The way this works is there's 2 values, right? As you start to type it, it'll autofill for you. You can tab to accept, and it will start to fill it out for you. The very first value in here will be the URL, and then after that will be the full XPath, right? And then you could close it with a, obviously this isn't going to work because there's nothing in there. For the URL, we want to make sure it has the URL of the thing that we're looking at, Atom, right? This is the Atom CoinMarketCap page. We're going to copy that, Control C, come over here, put this right here. Almost there. We can hit enter. It's still not going to work because the XPath hasn't been done. This is where it gets a little tricky for those of you that might not be good at doing code, but it's still quite simple. See where this price is right here, and we're using, by the way, this is Google Chrome, best browser to do this on. We're going to right click, we're going to select Inspect. That's going to pull up over here, it's going to pull up the full path on the web page. As you can see, as we're moving the mouse, it's highlighting different things, right? We want it to be highlighting just the price, and we want it to go as close as possible, right? This one, as you can see how it changes, it adds an extra little space at the end there. We don't want that. We just want this, right? We're going to right click on it. We're going to select copy. Whoops, sorry, I clicked away. Right click on it, select copy, copy full XPath. Now we have it saved on the clipboard. We come back over here. We put it right here within quotation marks. Bam. We have the price of Cosmos. We can go double check. It's a little different, but that's because it doesn't update every second. We'll get into that later. It will be close enough for the purposes of your portfolio. Just keep that in mind. So now we have the price here. I've already done it here. But as you can see, these are a little different. I actually put the XPath in this spot right here for all of these, and then put the value for whatever this is right here. This is B18, right? So I would remove this, remove the quotations, and just put B18. The reason why I did that is sometimes websites update and they change their format. I wonder if I refresh this page, it'll be 2841. No, it's jumping around. It's a little odd that the price is off, but trust that it will be close because this is pulling data from this web page, and it will continually update as the day progresses. It's not 100% live. It takes time, but it will update over time. So why did I do it that way? Well, I don't want to have to go into this every single time they change the format of their website. I want it just right here. That way all I have to do is paste it here and it'll automatically progress here. Now the HTML, that shouldn't change, right? CoinMarketCap currencies chain link. That should always be the case. It should always be the URL, as you can see up here. Let's see if that price is right. 1560, 1565. Yeah, so it's a little different, but it's close enough. Now, you would think that it would be the same throughout. So you think you could do this, and it almost worked, except Chronos is a little bit different. So we don't want to do that. We're going to check it, and we're going to do it manually for every single one to make sure we have the right price. Now, a couple of these are under $1, under a penny, I mean, like VVS, for example, and UFO Gaming here, for example. It doesn't show it, but the value is transferring over, right? Let me actually change this one. Let me reset the formatting here to show you what I'm talking about. Still, how the numbers didn't change. It's still telling us what the difference is, what the P&L is, and what the value is. Even though it's only showing $0.00, it actually is keeping that number in there. So you technically don't have to reformat this if you don't want to. However, I'm going to show you how to if you want to see the exact price. So let's bring it back to what this is what it will automatically populate as, is $0.00. you can change that format to a custom right here. I already have it preset, but we're going to do custom number format, and you can do these presets. You see how it has these presets here. I selected this one. I actually created this one. You're going to want to make sure you do the exactly what you're seeing here. Pound, comma, pound, pound, 0. However many zeros your shitcoin has. And then you can apply it, and it will fix it to this. I've already got it. I don't want to apply it. Right. And then once you do it once, it will remember, it will save that as one of your custom number formats. You can also, when you do it, I think you can do that. And I didn't do it on the right cell. If you want the $sign, you can add it that way. I personally don't care about the $sign. So that's fine for me. But if you want the $sign, that's how you add it to that. In fact, I might go back and add all the $signs. Now that I saw that, I kind of want it. But whatever, that's irrelevant to what we're doing right now. So how do we calculate all this other stuff, right? Well, we have the worth. Now that we have this value populating here, also you're not going to be able to just, well, yeah, you might be able to just drag this down. I don't know. Depends on how you did these down here. If they're in order, you might be able to just drag this blue square down like you did right here to make it work. So we want to calculate what it's worth right now based on the value and how much you own. Pretty simple math. It's going to be the current value times how much you own. Equals, obviously, so equals G2 times E2. Then you can just drag that all the way down here. It will copy that field all the way down, and that will give us how much that coin is worth right now. Okay, moving along. Let's say we want a total, right? We got to make sure we know how to do a total. This is another very simple thing. You could just do equals this plus, 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 plus. You could do that, or you could use another built-in function, and this is in Excel as well, called sum. With sum, you need close parenthesis and an open parenthesis. Within that, it's going to be the first value, a colon, the last value. So you could type it in manually, F2 colon F13, enter. That will give you the sum of this entire row. Or you can take your mouse and drag it, and that will do the exact same thing. Now, if you're on mobile, that might be difficult to do. So you can type it in manually. That gives us the sum of this column. That way we can have a total of all of that we spent on all of these dates. And then, of course, we're going to definitely want a total of what's in our portfolio right now. And that's how you do this right here. And by the way, the reason some of you might be new to crypto, you might be wondering why this matters because, well, Coinbase has all my stuff on it. Well, a lot of these coins aren't on Coinbase. Or maybe you're using KuCoin or Binance or whatever. A lot of these coins aren't gonna be on all those exchanges. You have to have different exchanges if you want a different spot. That's why this portfolio is helpful to you. Now, we need to start calculating our profit and loss, right? This actually should just be P&L USDT, right? And this will be P&L percentage. Get better at labeling, Zix. P&L USDT, P&L percentage. The way this works, it's automatically changing color based upon whether the value is positive or negative. Pretty cool, right? I'll get into how we did that, but first, real quick, how we calculated this, just so that you have it. So we have the P&L USDT. It's just going to be the current worth minus the previous worth, right? Pretty simple. You drag that down, Bob's your uncle. The P&L percentage, a little bit more complicated, but not terribly so. We want the current worth divided by the previous worth. Pretty simple. Drag it down. We'll probably get a number, right? This will actually look like negative 0.3265 to you. So all you have to do is go to Format, Number, Percent. Change it to a percent, and you will see the percent value difference. And as far as a sum, obviously you're not going to just add up all the percentages, right? So you're going to want to subtract H14, which is this total, minus F14, which is this total, divided by F14. Well, you could just do the difference, right? That would have made more sense, right? So that would be I14 divided by F. That's actually a lot easier. You already have the difference, right? The difference divided by what it was originally will give you your percentage P&L altogether. Now, moving along, we want to see how this red and green is done. So let's pick, here, let's do it this way. 5, -5, it's this old formatting, -3, and then we'll say 2 and -0.5 and positive 4.66 and then 37. There we go. Let's say this is a, actually these need to be percentages. Format, number, percent. Let's say that these are these values right here. Well, you're doing pretty good if you're up 3,700%, aren't you? Anywho, obviously this isn't matching. We're just using this for the coloring purposes. Highlight it all, right click, view more cell actions, conditional formatting. Now the way conditional formatting works is you can add rules based on what is in the cell. It will determine what to do formatting wise. So format cells if greater than value or formula 0, change the color to print green. Add another rule, less than 0, change the color to print red. And we're done. Now, as you can see, the negative numbers have turned red. The positive numbers are green, and that will change based on what we have. Like if this was 9, that'll turn to green. If this was -6, it'll turn to red. That gives you an at a glance of what your positive and negative is based on what color it is. It's not hard to see a negative sign, but the colors are pretty, right? It helps you see your overall view, and I think it makes it pop out, makes it easier to see. Let's say you want to set goals for, and this is the kind of customization that I'm talking about. Let's say you want to set goals for when to sell a coin. Very simple. I mean, you could do it as a dollar amount if you wanted to, or you could just say it as a percentage. Right here, I set the goal as 25%, right? So all I did was I just copied over the cell. I formatted it to be just percentage. to drop the 0.00 whatever, just so that it's a straight percentage. You don't have to do that, but I chose to for mine. And then what we did is if greater than 25%, print blue. So any of these, whenever they go over 25%, it's telling you in your portfolio that you can now sell that. So let's say you wanted to add like a stop, right? Instead of a goal. Let's say it goes under 25%, you want to sell that spot. Same exact thing you did here. You're just going to do value is less than 25%. Print whatever color you want. Purple, I don't care. Now you'll have it populate for you automatically, and you're done. The thing about this, it's not set up to handle futures, right? This is spot. This is only spot. On my port, I am keeping track of my futures trades and my P&L from my futures trades because there's not a good portfolio out there, personally for me, that I like, that automatically connects. So I want to keep my futures port and my spot port together. All I do is I just put in my trades, what I did, and then I have my daily P&L, and then I have my monthly P&L. If that's something that you want me to do a video on, let me know. It's a little less complicated than what we have going on here. Obviously, this is pulling numbers from the value of what they're worth. And as you can see, they haven't changed. So again, this isn't a live feed, right? This changes over time. I'm not exactly certain how often it pulls, probably once an hour or something like that. So don't be sitting here watching it expecting it to just be changing constantly. Even if you refresh the page, even if you refresh the page, it's probably not going to change. That was 1184.22. Oh, it removed my zoom. It might change since they're all loading. Now see that Adam still says 2841. But I promise you this will update as we go. So we're seeing a common problem that pops up sometimes. After I refreshed the page, it kind of broke everything. The way to fix this is what I've done is I've removed that, gone away, and then pasted it back in, and it's fixed it. It's a little annoying, but I have found this to work. So remove it, paste it back in. You're not usually going to see it happen on the entire page like this. Now see, some of them have caught up. You're not usually going to see it happen on the entire page, but it does happen. Now, if you see one that says error, the likely thing that's happened is CoinMarketCap has changed the path. So you may have to go back and do what we did before, inspect, find the price, and then copy full XPath. Full XPath. It's important. Copy the full XPath, and then it will update. This is annoying that it's done this on so many. I've never had... Of course, right? While you're recording, this is when everything messes up. I've never had it do everything, all of them like this. I've only ever had it mess up one or two. Yeah, so go figure while I'm recording, right? But that, my friends, is how you make your own portfolio. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. And guess what? It's free. I use this because I do not like any of the portfolios that are out there. I wanted my own that I could create and I could have show the information that I want. So I thought I would bring it to you guys. If you found this helpful, and if you would like to see more videos like this, I strongly recommend you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a like if you thought this was cool. Leave a dislike if you thought it was stupid. And come join us on our public Discord server. We do have signals so that you can buy this stuff at the right time. Obviously, the signals are for futures trades. So if that's your thing, come on by. We have free signals as well as premium signals, and we are still offering free signals currently right now. Free premium signals currently, but that is going to change. That is going to end. So by all means, come by before it changes. And that is going to do it. Thank you so very much for watching. Take it easy.